Welcome, everybody, to the Paladins Open Beta 48 patch notes. I'm Gabriela La Tigress Devi Allen, joined here by Rory, a.k.a. Driver, a.k.a. the Design King. How you doing today?
Let's say Prince for now. Let's see if we can climb up to King.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
doing well. I'm doing well. How you doing?
I am doing absolutely fantabulous. Really excited to talk about the changes that we have in store. Some reveals I think everyone's going to look forward to.
Cool stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. With that being said, of course, we're going to roll right into it, starting out with the skins. Everyone loves to look fancy in the realm, right? So it doesn't hurt with the two that we will have available, starting off with Maeve's Alley Cat. So this will include the headpiece of Alley Cat ears, body Alley Cat, and then a weapon change for the daggers as well. So with that being considered, so she's going to have her cat ears on her head, this nice, snazzy cape type coat behind her. What are your initial thoughts on that new aesthetic for her?
It's kind of a cool opportunity for us to really explore a very kind of, not necessarily diminished, but just a simple theme that really just enhances the base Maeve, but also gives some customization options as the different parts, like the head and the body and the weapon, can be configured in different ways. It's a very minimalist, kind of elegant cat ears pieces there that makes it a little more affordable as well.
Yeah, and you can mix and match. Maybe rock the cat ears with something traditional. I think that's something that everyone can enjoy. Also, when she first hit the scene, people were queuing up with her all of the time. Do you think something like this is snazzy enough to bring everybody to have her in their favor, to just line up right to rock and roll?
We hope so. I mean, obviously, not every skin can be the knockout of the park, but it's enough to kind of give flavor and feeling to the characters and give more options available. So we hope that people that really, really like Maeve have an opportunity to pick this up and enjoy it.
Well, while Maeve is going to look sassy yet classy, we have Bomb King going for something a bit more elaborate with his Biz King skin. I personally think it's hilarious, the contrast between the pinstripe suit and then this long cape behind him with that royalty feel. Do you think this is a bold, fashion-forward move or just a little over the top?
I don't think Bomb King cares. He's strong enough where he's just independent. He's got his own style. He's got his own thing going. He's the Wolf of Wall Street.
I think if anyone can pull it off, it's Bomb King. But another interesting aspect about this skin as well, we were just talking about with Maeve, how you can mix and match all of these different elements.
That's
with
right.
Bomb King, though, it will be an option to purchase all of these elements together, as it is going to be a head and body component. So what was the motivation behind making this available for any of the users to purchase this as a package?
Continued iteration. We're trying to explore on what options work for kind of the way you get cosmetics, how you unlock cosmetics, and how you equip cosmetics. And as we get continued feedback from the users on how that works and what they like, we'll kind of amalgamate that into a strategy going forward.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. And I'm sure all of them are going to be really excited about that too. You just go, you hit one button and
Easy.
yeah, you're looking
Nice and
really
simple.
good.
People like it simple.
Yeah, simple is great. But with Maeve and Bomb King, those skins will be available for everyone, so I expect to see everyone queuing up with those. If you had to choose between one to pull out first, who would it be?
Bomb King for sure.
Bomb King.
Yep.
That was a quick
Business King.
response.
Yep, it's easy.
They're all business-like there, so we'll have to see how those play out in the realm. Of course, we do have a little cleanup to do with some bug fixes here. So with Androxus and Buck, we have some quality of life changes. The revolver change from expanded the weapon description to communicate effective weapon range. And the same thing was done for Buck's shotgun. And then for Barrick, the card healing station, which for anyone that doesn't recall, this does allow him to heal when in proximity to his existing turrets. This is fixed where the visual effects for this card had only appeared in Spectator, and that's not going to be an issue anymore. So as things are going on, everything's pretty much progressing at a nice rate, seeing these improvements come out.
Fixing bugs, making it better.
Yeah, better and better every day, of course. Balance changes, though, are a huge part of patch notes, and we have some major topics to touch on here. We're talking about how good Bomb King looked previously, but is he going to feel good after this? The changes that we will see to his kit is he has a reduced maximum health from 2,500 to 2,400, dropping a little bit of that water weight. And then his sticky bombs have an increased rapid fire refire rate from 0.6 to 0.7 seconds. How do you think these changes will affect his picking rate?
So when we look at characters like Bomb King, we really want to try and give them more an opportunity to do what they're good at and then make sure they don't have any excess that makes them either a necessary pick or a compulsory pick, but also gives variety in how you build your team composition. So with the HP, we felt that he was just not dying enough, right? Kind of a little bit too survival when he dove in the back line. And also because the refire rate on the sticky bombs was a little too fast, it meant that he could recover from bad situations almost a little too freely. So we wanted to give a little more opportunity cost to how he played.
And speaking about that inability to die really quickly, of all of the damaging champions, he's kind of beefy. So this is,
yeah, he's a big dude.
Attempt to slim him down a little bit, maybe create more of that damaging image as opposed to tacking on too much of the weight for him.
That's right. And usually when we change the health, it kind of forces players to focus on positioning more often than kind of walking through battles and covering up mistakes as they play.
And then with the sticky bombs, speaking of mistakes, when you can just refire really rapidly, you have a lot more opportunity to make those where it doesn't matter as much. So this 0.1 second increase in the refire rate, is this going to force a lot of consistency out of the players that do choose to pick him up?
We hope so. I'm looking for feedback from the competitive scene to see what they think, but the feedback so far has been pretty positive, and we're hoping that this kind of shifts it in the right direction.
There will be some shifting indeed, but the bombs are always going to be exploding for Bomb King.
That's right.
Cassie, on the other hand, is also receiving a change. Scout, her ultimate ability, she will now have increased movement speed by 30% for the duration. Scout being when she sends a bird into the sky, offers some vision for 8 seconds. Yeah, exactly. Now we do have an anonymous quotation from the design team where they said, while a strong ult from a team perspective, we felt Cassie should personally benefit more when using her ultimate. So do you feel that beforehand she didn't really get enough of that for all of the energy that she was expelling?
The value came from the sum of the parts, right? The fact that you and all your teammates got global vision for a certain period of time was a very powerful effect, but it was hard to stack that up against things like Bomb King's ultimate or Drogo's ultimate where you can kill any target in the game. So we really wanted to give Cassie an opportunity to use that ultimate when she needed it, but also be able to use it when her team needed it and give a nice duality there.
Well, with these two damaging champions, of course, there are other members of the team, and we have a new member to bring to you, specifically a support, going by the name Ceres, Oracle of the Abyss. So she's a pretty snazzy-looking champion. Yeah, kind of spooky.
Too spooky.
Really like the purple color that she's going on there, but beyond that, she's got a lot to her kit as well. The first ability talking about is her Soul Orb, so she is firing off these magical projectiles. They appear really different from anything else, right, being that it's not a traditional weapon?
Yeah, we tried to really capture that magic essence when we were making Ceres to make sure that she stands out on her own. But that also kind of went into the gameplay mechanics as well to make sure that it wasn't just a weapon for her.
Yeah, so when you get to see her, we'll just have to hope that all of the players that encounter her for the first time aren't so spooked by the beauty of the artwork that they just die to that. Yeah. Another thing, I personally love the language used for these abilities, by the way. They all connect in such a beautiful way. Like Restore Soul, managing to restore the health of an ally, healing them for 1,000 every second for 2 seconds. How do you think this healing ability will stack up against the other healing abilities of some supports?
The throughput is a lot higher, but obviously it is a channeled ability, so it requires that link with a target, and it's only a single target. So to differentiate from most of the characters in the game now that have a lot of AoE healing or team fight healing, she focuses more on saving a single target, which means she can buddy up with a tank or she can help a flank in certain situations.
The next ability after that we have is Shadow Travel, so that does put her into a stealth mode for 5 seconds.
Extra spooky.
So yeah, extra spooky aspect there, really pulling into her design. And then there's Ren Soul as well, so the damaging aspect, getting those stacks off with her Soul Orb so that she can just rip them right out there. And then, of course, we have to talk about the ultimate ability here, Convergence. So why don't you briefly talk about the fact that just bringing enemies to one centralized location, how impactful that can be?
And she gave up a lot to get this, right? Single target healing, AoE, delayed damage, and slower movement speed and delay on her self-survival, right? So we wanted to have an ultimate that brought that all together to give her the opportunity to start a team fight or end a team fight or influence in a way that doesn't exist in the game currently.
Well, I know everyone will be super stoked to bring her into the realm. And if you have a lineup with her looking like the Goon Squad with everybody else, that should be interesting. But of course, this is going to end our open beta 48 patch notes. Gabriela, La Tigress, Devia Allen signing off here with Dry Bear. Until next time, Good morning, afternoon, evening, and good night.
Hey, what's up, folks? Tom Baddinger here. On behalf of everybody that took part, thanks for watching The Caster. We really appreciate it. But if you want to dig even deeper and find behind-the-scenes action, some commentary, and all the other fun stuff, check out The Caster's YouTube page, youtube.com/TheCasterShow. We definitely appreciate it, and we'll see you later.